Today's talk is a pretty important one to me, so hopefully you guys can tell I'm excited. If not, I'm excited. Just take my word for it. So, first thing I'm excited, there's two things, but the first thing I'm excited about is I'm finally underneath that 250-pound barrier. I hate that 250-pound barrier. So those of you who don't know, I have dieted 4 times that were actually like really dieting, and that 250-pound mark was like my plateau, and it was my enemy, and I broke it a couple times, but I always went right back above it. So this time, it's not gonna happen. Although tomorrow I'm probably gonna weigh more than 250, because today I weighed 249.8, so I'm probably gonna be up a little bit tomorrow. I kind of go up a little bit on Thursdays, but I'm gonna take it, and I'm gonna keep going down. So that's the first thing that I'm excited about. Now, those of you who don't know, I have a diet spreadsheet, and it is out there for anyone to use. So this is what it is. So you can see here, quick overview, this is all of my weight tracking. You can see 2016 to 2018. So this is number 2. This is why it's a big day. 1,000 days of tracking. 1,000 days of tracking, yep. So I just kind of want to go over this. Hopefully you guys find this interesting. If not, I apologize, but this is going to be talking about my past performance and some of the history that's going on with me since I've been tracking this and some stuff going forward. So in this 1,000 days, my start weight was 282 pounds on January 1st, 2016. Now that is not the highest I've ever been. Actually in December and January, so December 2014 and January 2015, I got up to 292, and I did do a crash diet because I decided I never wanted to be 300 pounds, and I got down to like 260, and I didn't keep track of that. So the minimum I've been since 2016 is 247.8, and as I said, I weighed in today at 249.8. So in this, if you keep track from the beginning, I'm down 32.2 pounds. That's not terrible, but per day it's only down 0.03 per day. Point per week, 0.23. It's not very good. So in these 1,000 days, I've lost 420, gained 436 days, and stayed the same 143. And this is kind of something interesting that I did for me. So I wanted to keep track of when I was in the 280s, 270s, 260s, etc. So I did not hit a full year in the 260s, which I'm happy about because I thought it was going to happen. And most of the time I've been in the 250s. So I am yo-yoing, as you can see by this graph, but on average I'm staying close to the 250s. So I kind of want to go over the past here. As you can see, this is the first diet. You can see that was a pretty good downward trend there. And I hit 251 pounds by 420. So that was just a little bit under 4 months. I dropped 21 pounds. Or no, I'm sorry, 31 pounds. 31 pounds because I was 282. However, this is where I made a decision that now kind of haunts me, and I wish I could go back and talk to myself a little bit. So what happened on this day, they published what the competition that I was going for was going to be. And the reason I had started losing weight is when I started Strongman, I thought I was going to compete in the 200-pound middle class. And then as I got heavier, I thought, well, 231.5, that's probably doable. I'm not big enough or strong enough, mostly I'm not strong enough, to compete in heavyweight open. So I wanted to get to middleweight open. However, the weights for middleweight open were the heaviest they had ever been, and every single thing was well beyond my max. Like I would have been spending almost $120 to go zero everything, which it's not worth the money, and I still wanted to compete. However, middleweight novice, every single weight was a joke. I mean, I warmed up with everything that they were using, and you don't do strongman to go and not be challenged, okay? It's not like a cardio day. Strongman should challenge you. It should be physically demanding. It should be mentally demanding. That's what the awesome part about strongman is. So I decided I was going to compete in heavyweight open, which the weights were heavy, but they were doable. However, this is where the bad decision came in. I decided to bulk up for the contest. I should have kept dieting and just competed as a heavyweight novice, but I chose to bulk back up. So you can see here on this weight, I just went right back from 251 all the way back up to 275 on the contest. Now, this orange here, I didn't actually weigh myself those days because I was on vacation. And this vacation was awful. I could not move my right shoulder at all. And I didn't know it. I was super bummed about my performance because I came into this contest strong. I would say this is probably the strongest I've ever been, but I tore my rotator cuff and my labrum during the contest, and I didn't know. It wasn't until the day after that the pain started. And so I went right back on the diet, and you can see, I went right back down really quick. Right here, this spike, this is when I had my shoulder surgery. And the spike, I'm going to blame that on water retention from all the drugs and everything that I was on. But then I dropped off a cliff. I wasn't eating because I was sleeping most of the time. And this is where I hit my lowest point, 247.8. However, I decided, you know what? I can't keep my calories so low because I want to recover fast. I want to make sure I'm getting enough nutrients to heal my shoulder. So you can see I kind of went back up, but I was pretty controlled. It was a very slow, gradual thing. And keep in mind, during this time, I could not do any training. I was not allowed to hold any weight at all. And it wasn't till about here that I was able to squat, and I believe rehab started right around here. So I started doing a little bit of rehab and squatting, so it kind of went up to about here. This is where I really got the okay that I could do safety bar squats pretty heavy, and I made sure I was eating good, so you can see my weight went right back down. And right about here, this is where I got the okay to start lifting. So I started deadlifting and everything else. And at this point, I knew I needed to get ready for the competition, and I was so far behind. I hadn't trained for 7 months. I hadn't done a single deadlift. I had not done anything with overhead. And all of a sudden, I needed to do everything. So I ate whatever I wanted. I just got up here, and I went into the contest at 267.4. So that was, at the time, the lightest I had ever gone into a contest. And I was very happy with my performance at this competition. Honestly, if it wouldn't have been for my rotator cuff, I think I might have been able to take second, which it was a pretty good competition. It was pretty competitive in terms of points and everything. And I ended up being fourth by 0.5 points. And I made one technical mistake, which cost me third. But with the shoulder being so bad, I wouldn't have taken second without doing more reps, but I would have done it. And then I decided, I'm going to do a diet, and I actually hosted a diet competition and went right down. I don't know what happened here. This was some fluke. I'm honestly assuming my scale was messed up for that day because I was right back here the next day. So, I still put it in there because that's what I weighed. But I ended up getting down to, let's see here, what was this? 249. 249. And that was the end of the competition. Now, why is this orange here? I had been sick of dieting. I was sick of everything. I stopped tracking for a month. So, yes, the spreadsheet's been going for 1,000 days. And what I did is I took my beginning weight here and my end weight here and just averaged it. So it's not actually representative. That's why it's a straight line, and that's why it's orange. But this right here is where I started tracking again, and this is where I hired my coach. And you can see during this entire time that I worked with my coach, I was setting all sorts of PRs. I did a competition, set some PRs in the competition, feeling great about everything. Then I got hurt right around here. And I thought I had torn something in my subscapula. However, when I stopped lifting, everything went to crap. So this right here, this was not a planned weight gain. In fact, I was actually dieting and watching my calories during this point. This is where I had to stop lifting because I thought I was hurt. Then my hands started to go. I was in and out of doctor's offices. I went to several different specialists. I wasn't sleeping. So it turns out my CPAP wasn't high enough, so I had to go through all sorts of hoops to get that fixed. I got that fixed around here. So around June, I got my CPAP fixed. I found out that I might have rheumatoid arthritis around this point somewhere. I don't remember the exact day, and it was confirmed just recently. So all the pain that I was having, the reason I wasn't able to lift at all was rheumatoid arthritis. I actually hadn't hurt something. And as soon as I got all that stuff figured out, I got back in the gym. This right here is what I got up to: 277 pounds on 618, or actually 618 and 619. I weighed 277 on both days. So that's where I started saying, hey, you know what? I need to get this back under control, and I dropped way back down. And now this is where I'm going to go to the other spreadsheet, but you can kind of see this is the progress here. If you end up using my spreadsheet, this is kind of how it works. So my official entry into the superhero challenge, again, I'm not calling mine the cable challenge, although that's kind of what I'm doing because I'm not over 45. This spreadsheet's out there. So my official start date was 6/25. I weighed in at 271.4. My goal weight by the end of the challenge, I thought the challenge went to 12:31, but apparently it's 12:04. So Craig's shortened me some time here, which I'm not a big fan of, Craig. But I want to get down to 231.5 by then. Okay, so I want to make middleweight. So this daily tracking, I just keep track of my weight. It tells me where I'm at. It keeps, like, it turns red if I'm not on my goal projection, and I keep track of all the stuff that I do that's bad over here. So you can see, you know, I've got a lot of days that I'm not where I'm supposed to be on track. This is the weekly progress. So people that like to weigh in week to week, this is why I don't like it. Like, if you look at my week to week, because I weigh in on Mondays, and if I do have a cheat meal and it's on the weekend, it's like, oh, you didn't lose anything. But I am losing stuff, because if you look, down here it's got all these graphs. So here's Monday. I'm still going down, but look at Tuesday. Tuesday and Wednesdays are my best weigh-ins, typically. And here's Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So the downward trend's all there. But this keeps track of everything. And like I said, if you want it, I've got it linked in one of my videos. If you want to just ask me and I can link it again. But it keeps track of everything. So on the official challenge, I am down 21.6 pounds. I've got 18.3 to go to hit the goal. From that 277, though, I'm down 27.2 pounds. And from the total, again, 32.2 from the highest I've been tracking. But it tells me I've been on the diet 93 days. I've got 96 days left till 12/31. Here's my average loss per day, and there's my goal. So I'm a little bit ahead right now. And this is just the progress chart. And this red line is what the spreadsheet does for you. It calculates your goal, and it just gives you a average trend line. And so I can see where my progress is to the trend line. And yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to go over on this stuff here. Pause this, stop it. So hopefully that worked, and you guys could see what's going on with the spreadsheet. So like I said, I want to talk a little bit about going forward. So the goal is to hit at least middleweight by, I'm still shooting for 12/31, but the cable challenge is all about appearance, right? So update on that. I've dropped at least 4 pant sizes, and my belly, I made a mistake. I did not measure my belly in the beginning, but I know that at some point I was at 49, and that's at the belly button. And I am now 44.5. My last measurement that I did, which was on the 1st of this month, September, I was 45.5. So I've dropped another inch on the belly. I haven't measured my arms or anything else. So the arms are getting smaller, so you probably can't see anything here. I've got a ton of mosquito bites. They came out and got me. But they're looking a little bit less tubular. So I've got, let's see here. Can I get light? No, I can't get light. A little bit of something starting to show up in the tricep region. Here, I can do this arm. There. Oh, it's just drowning out. Apparently that's why you need a tan. So you see, a little bit is starting to come in on the tricep. Got nothing really, and I don't know how to flex. In the shoulder region, there's nothing really there, and there. Well, I guess you can kind of see it a little bit. Still no separation in the bicep. Still nothing there. The forearm is starting to come in a little bit of muscle. Chest fat still all there. Belly fat all there. Can't really see any sort of difference there. I am going to be taking monthly progress photos. I've got a week and a half until the family Halloween, so that video will be coming out. You can see I'm growing out my hair. I'm growing out my hair for that. The head will be shaved after that. And I am hoping I will give a actual physique sneak peek on 11/1. So you guys can try and hold me to that. Remind me, because I might chicken out. But I'm not to that point yet, to being brave enough. Just a little bit of shirt thing here. Yeah, I've got a lot of work to do. Honestly, the biggest thing for looking like a superhero is the V-taper. So I have no lats, I have no biceps. My chest is entirely fat. I mean, I haven't done any sort of chest exercises, and now I broke my coat rack. So I'm having a hard time. I don't have dumbbells, so I can't really do flies. And I was trying to use the pec machine to work on that. So you can see I got a dip station up here. I've been doing dips now because I'm light enough I can do dips pretty easily. And I got to bring up the arms and the shoulders. You know, the shoulders are not very big on the lat side. So my anterior delts are fairly developed because of strongman. Like that's, I mean, I press overhead, so it builds the anterior, not so much the lateral delt. So in terms of what I've got to work on, I've got to get the lats wider, I've got to get the waist smaller, I've got to get the arms bigger, and I've got to get the shoulders bigger. That's what it's going to take to get that superhero look. I probably am not going to look as good as Craig and some of these other guys that are doing it. You know, Kevin's already, like, he was under 195, so all he's got to do is put a little bit of muscle on and he'll look better than me. But I'm going to call out all of you guys on this challenge. I'm going to have the biggest, most muscular legs, okay? My legs are going to look good. So you guys better bring it, because I know Cable doesn't show his legs, but if you guys are going to actually go and tan and shave, I'm not sure about the whole shaving thing, the waxing, but I just told my wife, I'm like, you know what? You're going to have to get some of that, I don't know, rub-on tan stuff. I'm going to do it. And I don't know if I'm going to do bikini, maybe short shorts. But you will be seeing the legs, so you guys better not be chickening out and wearing board shorts. I want to see the legs. We're going full superhero. You cannot be Cable or any other superhero if your legs aren't strong enough to hold something up and pick it off the ground. So that is it for this video. Go lift something heavy.